Hey guys, what is going on? Sharp thinking here. Real quick, um, I got this a while ago. I have not made a knife video in a very, very long time, and I also have not bought a new knife in a very long time. But this caught my eye. I bought it from a fellow Ohioan, Thomas Hosang. So he has a channel as well as, I think, a podcast, and obviously, he's on Instagram, so if you want to go give him a follow, um, I'll link him down below. But he was selling this for a really good price and just threw me a deal on it. So I decided to pick it up. And I have never liked these. I like, and I'm not, how do I say this? It's not justified a lot of times when I say I don't like something, it's me being an asshole. Um, So there's nothing wrong with these knives. I just always thought they just looked a little weird and they didn't look like they would be good at cutting and stuff like that. So I always just kind of avoided it, never picked one up, which nothing wrong with that, I guess. But I love s90v for a stainless steel. Stainless steels are kind of mid overall, but yeah, just the combination, super lightweight, plus that s90v, and in a very narrow package. I just decided to give it a try. One of my all-time favorite knives is the s90v carbon fiber Spyderco Military. That knife is huge. Still have it. It's in my safe, but it only weighs about 4 ounces, 3.9, something like that. So I did a full carbon fiber handle on that. I swapped it from a 50 to 100, and I just love it. But yeah, this is actually really cool. So all that time, I was just being a little hater. I was wrong. Now, real quick, we'll do a size comparison. There is a Swiss Army knife, a big lighter. Let me close it real quick. Oh, maybe I should turn it the other way. There we go. And an Expo, because I used to use other high-end knives to do like a size comparison, but not everybody owns a Hinderer or like a Strider SNG or whatever it is. So that's what I'm going to do for now. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you don't like it, and I'll change it. But I feel like that makes sense, using like a sack, a Bic, you know. So yeah, blade shape on this, really nice reverse Tonto, kind of like a, yeah, I mean, I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's very narrow, so it reminds me a lot of a Swiss Army knife in that way. It's not as narrow as a sack, but it is heading in that direction relative to things that I typically carry. So the military, for example, and the SNG and whatnot. I do like it. It's a very, very versatile blade shape. Very tough at the tip, which you can see here. Um, by the way, blade stock runs pretty much all the way to the tip. It almost reminds me of the Tanto SOCOM from Microtech. Um, so yeah, definitely nothing to complain about. I know some people like the precise tip on an EDC folder. I can take it or leave it. I mean, like, I have a couple knives left still, so I can adjust my carry based on what I need. But yeah, so blade is really nice. It actually gets not that thin. I think most folders should be ground significantly thinner than they are. I'm talking about 10 thousandths behind the edge, if not thinner than that. I mean, I think for a production knife, 10 is pretty safe. Um, but yeah, handle, super beautiful. I love this kind of like sculpted CF look. I love the blue accents. It reminds me of like a classic Sabinza 21. I did tighten the pivot down. I don't like really flippy knives. I kind of like when it stops there. So my Anthem, which is being used as a pass around now. So I actually don't think I've seen my Anthem in well over a year. Um, that thing was sick. It was rebladed into Vankron, and man, just a sick knife. But what was I saying? Oh, I adjusted that down to be the same way. I also had it converted to run on washers by the guy who did my reblade. So, Case Knives Switzerland, that's the company that did it. This video is not about that though, so we'll move on. Handle ergonomics are really, really good. It is a rather thin handle, but no significant jimping, no dumb aggravating points. Clips are typically a hotspot on any knife. I've found that by taking the clip off literally any knife, you can make it significantly more comfortable. That's the case with this, especially with this flare up right here. But then again, like something like this, are you really going to be, you know, pushing into cuts really hard and whatnot? You know, maybe you will, maybe you won't. If you're going to be like breaking down a ton of cardboard, I would recommend something that isn't this, just because that grind and thickness behind the edge is not there to support that kind of task. That's just my opinion. I mean, you can do it. Obviously, the steel will hold up. I would just go with something thinner. So yeah, I like that there's no annoying, like on the XM18, you'll see a lot of contouring and a lot of like things that appear to be ergonomic. However, what I've found in the years of collected guns and knives, things that look ergonomic typically are not. So this is very simple, very straightforward. Not a ton of curvature back here. I found that when you really push into a knife, that curvature will push into the center of your palm. And if you look at my hand, you can see muscle buildup, and then just nothing. So most of the pain I experience from both clips and handles is experienced in the center of my palm. Axis lock, I do like the axis lock. I like frame locks. I like pretty much any lock. It's ambidextrous, so that's cool. Ergonomics are not affected at all by the lock, which isn't, well, it can't be said about everything. So the PM2, when they remove that scale here, I feel like it does have a tendency to worsen ergonomics. But yeah, I like this lock. I've heard problems about people breaking springs and whatnot. It's not been my experience, but then again, I've really only owned this and the Anthem has that coil spring in the back because it's an integral. So it is a little bit different, but nothing from this so far. This is an older knife. I believe Tom owned this for 2-ish years, I want to say. So I shouldn't say older. I mean, Benchmades, you know, you can find them 15-year-old Benchmades with an axis lock. But this one is old-ish. So most people do not keep their knives for more than a couple of weeks, I've found, at least on Instagram. But yeah, that's all I got so far. I am going to be making an update video because I do like this quite a bit, and I want to carry it and really put it to use. But that's just my initial impressions after 2 months or maybe a month or so. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.